Welcome, everybody. It is 9 o'clock sharp this Friday evening. And if you've been watching me, I've been sitting here grooving in my chair, getting excited about tonight. You know, it's amazing what technology has brought to the forefront to help people like you and me succeed in our business. Well, tonight I want to talk about recruiting. My name is Linda Rogers Brown. I'm from Durham, North Carolina, and I'm going to tell you, this is a platform that I dreamed about for years. I'm a certified coach, life coach, business coach, certified Christian counselor with the American Association of Christian Counselor. I'm a founding member and partner with John C. Maxwell. And I'm going to tell you, I put a life of learning just how to be a person that has courage to go out and do business. I've done all that training just to have courage to go out and do business. But the biggest thing is that I am a veteran in this industry. I have been in this industry for 33 plus years. And the reason why I got involved with the industry, number one, is because I was a single parent. That was my major reason to get involved with MLM back in 1982. So if you do the math, you'll see how old I am right now. But that was a major reason that I got in this industry. Over those years, I have created success with 3 companies. I've been involved with 5 total, and I have been involved with 3 companies myself over those years that I have reached the top of those companies. I've earned an $80,000 Jaguar. I mean, I have done things that I've only seen other people do, and I always dreamed about. But it started for me very young, and I'm gonna tell you how it started. I was 22 years old, and I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I grew up in humble beginnings like most of us, and you know, I always wanted to have my own business, and I did have the lemonade stand. I did. At 10 years old, I had a lemonade stand. I don't know how many of you can say you had a lemonade stand, but I had a lemonade stand. And those are the type of people I look for right now in my business, is those that started young. Matter of fact, all of us have started young in this industry. You started recruiting at a very, very young age. But to tell you a little bit more about what I have done was when I was in Amway back in the 1980s, and that really was a time when I missed the boat, because Amway started, I believe, in the 60s, and they went through some transition, which made it possible for people like you and me right now to be able to be successful in this industry. Because of Amway and the challenges that they went through and the obstacles they were able to get over, it made it possible for people like you and me to be successful in network marketing today. And anyway, back in 1982, I was in Amway, and they had a conference in Philadelphia. I'm originally from New York, so I went to this conference, and I don't know about any of you back in then when you're in your 20s and there's major concerts, you are sitting in the nosebleed section because you just don't have the money to buy the $500 seats way down up front. And I used to do that when I went to Earth, Wind & Fire and Boopsy Rubber Band and all the, I'm not even going to, psychedelic funk and all those great bands that we went to see when we were back in the day. It never failed. I was always in the nosebleed section, and I always wanted to be able to afford a seat down on the floor where I could be where all the excitement was and where all the happening was without having to have binoculars to see who was on the stage. Well, the same thing is in MLM. We went to a conference with Amway, and I'm gonna tell you, I was in the nosebleed section at 22 years old. And at that young age, I knew I missed the boat. I couldn't even see the success stories on the stage. That's how far I was. I could see little figures, but I couldn't see the success stories of the people way down on the stage. And man, that upset me. I was like, well, how am I going to get from here to where I want to go there? How am I going to get to be one of those people? Because it didn't matter. They didn't tell me how much money they made. I didn't know how much money they were earning. All I knew that they were successful, and that's all I wanted to be. I never put a dollar amount to the success I wanted at the time. All I knew is that I wanted to be able to make my own decisions. I wanted to have access to unlimited wealth, and I was willing to do what it took to get there. So that was the first thing was, as my experience in the industry, was learning what wasn't going to work for me, for you, and for many people that do this industry for your dream, for your goal. And over the years, I have colleagues that have made 6 figures a month. And I mean, I can remember the day when if I made $100, $200 a month in the industry, I thought I was doing something because I was getting a check outside of a job. And that little check proved to me that anybody could be successful in this industry. Anybody can make millions in this industry. Anybody that really, really wants to can make millions in this industry. The difference between those that make millions and those that don't is what they put into it. And I'm not talking about, going to a meeting here or there or whatever. I'm talking about the sacrifice, the investment, and mainly the patience, because this is not a get rich quick opportunity. I don't care what anybody tells you. MLM is not a get rich quick. I don't care what company it is. MLM is not a get rich quick. So I don't care what your upline tells you, your downline, your cross lines, or whoever tries to sell you hype. If you want to make thousands or millions or whatever monthly or annually, you have to treat this like a traditional business, go through the ups and downs, the ins and outs. But if you put in the work and you get the knowledge of what it takes to succeed, you will. And talk about knowledge, man, I invested, thousands in my education in this industry. And I didn't do it all at one time. So don't get scared. You don't have to put thousands of dollars in there. But what I did was I learned how to make a couple of dollars, buy me a couple of CDs. Well, back then it was cassette tapes or 8-track tapes. We had 8-track tapes, cassette tapes, VHS, whatever it took, I bought the tape. If it was somebody going to tell me how they got from where they are to where they wanted to be, or how they got to where they were, I wanted to know how to do it. I wanted to hear voices. I read books. Now, I read Think and Grow Rich. I read Wave 3, Wave 4. I've read Being the Best You Could Be in LMM by John Kalinch, who's one of my mentors. Bob Proctor was one of my mentors. Les Brown. I signed up for everybody's program and everybody's mentorship program because we didn't have computers back then. You had to learn by going to the library, taking out some books. If you could find a book on it, you had to do that. Most of your knowledge came from joining opportunities, and people would take their success and record it and sell it to you. And that's how they made additional money, because money started becoming huge in information. So if you had some information back in the 90s, that's when the information stage really, really started getting popular, and people were, recording and writing books on the success story, and people were buying it left and right because people are hungry. And that's another thing. You got to be hungry. If you're not hungry enough to turn the TV off, if you're not hungry enough to be disciplined to make this happen for you, it won't happen for you. I'm just being honest with you. So I read a lot of books. I listened to a lot of tapes, and I have daughters, which was the main reason why I started this industry. My daughters, as a single parent, I had to create 2 incomes. Now, I don't know if anybody on here is a single parent and had to create 2 incomes. We already worked 2 jobs, but then we had to create another income. So I had to create a mother income, and I had to create a father income if I wanted my children to be able to do things that can help them be better as adults. If I wanted to invest in, if they wanted to be in film or modeling or pageants, or I had anything, athletics, it was all on me. It was all on me. So what was the best thing I can do where I didn't have to take so much time away from them, and they could go with me anywhere I went, where I could be successful at the same time? This industry, I tell you, I will do it to the day I die. If I'm 90 years old, I might be recruiting you. Reason why is because it's the best thing in free enterprise. It's the best thing not only for the industry, but it's the best thing to teach you how to do business. I learned business in network marketing. I learned marketing skills. I learned speaking skills. I learned PR, sales. Man, it made me the top salesperson on jobs, just being in this industry. So I used it not only to earn the income I needed as a single parent, but I used it to better myself on the career or the jobs I had. But the main reason why I do this industry to this day, my daughters are grown. I could have quit a long time ago because I was successful at what I needed it for. But the main reason I do it is because it pays for my passion. No one graduates high school and said they want to sell supplements. No one graduates high school and say they want to sell water or technology or whatever. When you graduate high school, your aspirations might be for athletics or a doctor, a lawyer, or whatever. But no one thinks in their mind they're going to sell SAA soap and LOC with Amway. And no one to this day that goes to college has the same mindset. But if they understood the power of this industry, and the reason why I'm going through all of this before we talk about recruiting, because this is the prerequisite. You got to get your mindset right while you're doing this in the first place. And why would the people that you want to recruit would do it? You have to know that as well. But first, you got to work on you. So every week, and we're changing the night from Friday night, because I know I have a few people on here tonight, and that's because it's Friday. But we're going to change this to Wednesday nights at 9:30. And every week, we're going to tackle a little nugget that's going to take you closer to being a massive recruiter in your opportunity. And how do I know you could be a massive recruiter? Because anybody can. You know, when my mother, well, everybody knew my mother in the neighborhood, Miss Hattie. My mother was the cook of the neighborhood, the cook of the church. But for Halloween, my mother loved children, and she loved to pack these packs of, she liked having the best. And she would have a little packet with a bag of chips, a chocolate candy bar, a stick of gum, a lollipop, all in a sandwich bag. She made these big sandwich bags of snacks for the trick-or-treaters. So then when they came to the door, what do you think they did? They ran and said, man, you got to go to Miss Hattie's house. She's got potato chips. I mean, they ran down the benefits. She's got candy bars. She got bubble gum. They would pull it out that bag and show them what Miss Hattie gave them, because she was the best Halloween treat on the block, probably the neighborhood. And that's how we started as kids. Anytime something was good to you, you ran out and told people. And to this day, as adults, so when people tell me, you know, I can't recruit. Yes, you've been recruiting. You've always recruited. The love of your life, you recruited. Anytime you talk to somebody and you lay down some benefits, you're recruiting. You're selling. You might not be selling for you or your business, but you're selling for somebody, or you're recruiting for somebody. So let's get that comfort zone in our spirit that we're all recruiters. So that's why I say you can massively recruit if you accept the fact that, yes, you're a recruiter. It's just you have to redirect the talents that you've had from a little child. You know, you've always told people benefits of anything that you were involved in that you had greater joy. And that's what this whole industry is about. It's about sharing and caring with people that will get a benefit from something that you received the benefit for. Now, we talked about how it can help you with other things in your life. Well, let me tell you another little nugget that being in this industry can help you with. It can help you with your children, especially if you're young and your children are young and you're doing this and you take them with you. My kids went with me. They wound up being the people at the registration table, registering the guests that came to the hotel for the presentation. And they learn business. They learn an environment of business. So you're already starting your children with an entrepreneurial mindset, and both my daughters are entrepreneurs. So you have to read a lot of books. Just to summarize what we talked about so far, you have to have a strong reason why you're doing this. And that's your assignment between tonight and next Wednesday when we come back. And we're going to have it Wednesday, even though Thanksgiving is Thursday. It's Thursday. We're going to jump on just to see, excuse me, I dropped my glasses. We're going to jump on to see, who's serious enough to just take a little bit of time out their night and let's talk about how to get this done. So let's talk about your why. Right now, my why is so strong. It has to be strong. It was strong when I was a single parent. It was strong when I survived cancer and had to stop working and had to get back in the industry just to rebuild my life. It got strong again. Your why is not necessarily going to be the one you start with, but it's going to be on your journey. Your why is going to happen, and you might have a great thing going on. Your life might look like it's at peace, everything working out. Bam, you get cancer. I'm sorry, I don't want to say that, but that's what happened to me. I got cancer out of nowhere, and with that, I had to redirect and start all over. And my why, I had to start my why all over, a whole new why. But that word right there, why, will drive you to success. Whether you're in MLM or business, anything out there that you're stepping out there on your own to do, your why will be the one that will fuel you all the way to your success in this industry or in life. Patience is important. I don't care what company you're with. I don't care what product they have. If you don't have patience to see this journey through, once you attach yourself to a good company and once you attach yourself to good leadership, you can succeed. But now I've not always had good leadership available to me. So what did I have to do? I had to become a leader. So I had to have patience until I found somebody I could connect to that could show me how to make this really good money. So when I was in Amway, I didn't make any money. I sold some LOC and some SAH soap powder and a few other things and artistry and whatever else they got. I sold that, but I was selling product. That's not the solution. So when people tell me I don't want to sell, great, wonderful. I'm not looking for salespeople. I'm really not. I'm looking for leadership and to train people how to train people, But, when I was failing miserably, I couldn't figure out how to become really successful. But then when I saw the success manual for Amway, and it was that thick, do you know how many people was in Amway? And the success of people that made millions in Amway was only that thick. So I'm like, okay, how did those people get in that book? It was very diverse. It was all nationalities in that book. What did those people do out of the millions of people that were in Amway to get in that book? Now, I don't want to scare you and think you can't make it. That was back in the day before we had all the information, before we had all the other success stories. These people are the ones that paved the way to doing that. They had to invest tons of money. And if you get in a company where you think ground floor is where you need to be, I want you to understand, because I've been in 3 companies that were ground floor, and those were the 3 companies I was able to get at the top. But if you're going to get in a company that's ground floor, you better be prepared for the patience. That is the hardest time. That's when everybody quits, because they don't seem like they're getting anywhere. Ground floor, and I'm in a company right now that's 21 years old, but the MLM is ground floor. They are solid, and they're a 21-year-old company. They're debt free. I mean, all the accolades for this company is amazing. But the challenging part is only 5 years ago did they turn MLM. So it's still ground floor, and we're going to talk about those stages. But before I go to those stages, I really want you to understand ground floor, why it's exciting for people and why it can hurt people. It's exciting for people because if you get in ground floor and hang in there until it hits momentum, you're wealthy. If you can get in ground floor and work it consistently and wait until the thing hits momentum where the hotel rooms are packed and everybody is joining, the people that you asked from day one that told you no, you'll go to a meeting and you'll be squeezing through this crowd and momentum, and all of a sudden you'll see Joe over there in the corner and you're like, man, Joe, I told you to get in when I got in. Joe couldn't get in when you got in. Joe's why wasn't strong enough to get in when you got in. You got to have a solid, rock solid reason to hang in there on ground floor, because number one, nobody knows about your product. You got to build credibility for the company. You're going to have some casualties. People are going to join your team and quit, and you got to hang in there regardless. And my best friend, Jerry Clark, he said it right. You got to have skin of a rhinoceros because things going to just have to bounce off. Somebody going to tell you no. They're going to hurt your feelings. It looks like nobody wants to join your opportunity. I don't care. It don't matter. I don't care what my upline, sideline, downline, cross line, anybody else says. I'm hanging in there because I know the value of hanging in there when ground floor hits momentum. And there's different stages in the industry. There's the formulation stage. That's ground floor. Formulation is when the company is finding their leaders. It's when the people that are going to be a part of the growth of the company get in. It's when, everybody doesn't see what you see. And I could use an example. My oldest daughter, she renovated the building downtown here in North Carolina. And when she told us about it, we went down there to see the building. And I passed right by it because I knew that couldn't be the building. I mean, the one she was talking about that she wanted to renovate and do all this stuff to, I just knew that was not it. That was a dungeon. It was beat up. It looked like it would take millions to renovate that building. I passed right by it. And when I contacted on a cell phone, I'm like, I can't find it because she showed me the picture of what the building was going to look like after all the architecture. And I didn't know that was the building after the architecture. I thought that's what the building looked like right now. So when I went to that address, I didn't see the picture that she saw. And when she finished with that ground floor of that building, she made it look like that picture. I would have never, when I walked inside, water was dripping, pipes was hanging down. I'm like, there's no way this is going to happen. But she was at ground floor. She saw the picture that I didn't see. I quit on it immediately. She made that one of the most beautiful buildings in Durham, North Carolina. To the point where the news and the TV stations and everybody came because it wanted to be more than either one of us imagined. And that's how it is with this industry. When you're in formulation stage, you're going to see the finished product and people are going to see that. So when you get ready to recruit, get yourself prepared for that so you hang in there. Get yourself in position to understand that's what's going to happen. You're going to see the architecture. You're going to see the glossiness. You're going to see the beauty of it when people are going to see dripping pipes. People are going to see mold and, asbestos. People are going to be like, man, this ain't going to be nothing, But once you get it done, here comes the TV stations, the radio station, all the people, all your friends and everything, wishing they had got in on ground floor. But you hang in there. You hang in there because sooner or later, this thing's going to go from formulation stage, whereas the millionaires are made. That's between the first and like the 5th or 6th year of a company. That's where all the leaders are getting in place. That's where all of the benefits are coming together and they're tweaking it. And, there's going to be some mistakes and they got to fix it. And only the strong will survive formulation stage. That's why they deserve the $1 million. Then right after formulation stage, there's concentration stage. Now, concentration is where you tell people about your industry or your product, and they're like, yeah, I heard about that, but they're not sure, but they think they heard about it. And more people are like, yeah, I think I heard about that. Such and such told me about it last week. And then the buzz starts in concentration stage. Can you make millions? Yeah. Can you make 6 figures a month? Yeah. But you're going to have to work a little bit harder than the people that got in formulation stage. Because now the people in formulation stage have already got some notoriety. They've already got some recognition as a leader in the company. So now you haven't even got there yet, but you still can, and you still can do it easy because you're in the concentration stage. But right after concentration, baby, is momentum. Momentum is the hotels are packed. Your checks are flowing. You're on the stage looking like the pageant queen because you're just saying, hey to people. People want to touch you. They want to touch the hem of your garment. They want you. They want to join your team. They want to quit the person that brought them in that's not working to be on your team. That's momentum. That is those people that are idolized or loved or want education or knowledge or some, give me something to tell me how to do what you did. I don't want to tell them they missed the boat on that, because now, can they make it? Yeah, but it's going to be very hard and very strategic. They got to do it like a business like they never had before. They're going to have to put in hours and a daily regimen to get to where you were, where, you know, right now, all you're doing is handing out samples, and whatever your industry is, this is where, you know, the rubber meets the road, babe. This is where people are, man, I wish I got in when you got in. Don't worry about that. As long as you as a leader help people get to where they want to go, you'll always be a leader, and leaders get paid. So now, for the next few minutes, we're going to talk about recruiting. Now you're ready. We set the stage. You understand. Formulation, the beginning stage. If you can get in the beginning stage of a company, and if you have it and you missed it and you need a leader, you better contact me, because I'm in one right there. And I'm going to give you an example. Before I even get into recruiting, I'm going to show you what I got November 16th. All right, I'm going to put this up here to prove what I'm talking about, because I don't want to waste anybody's time. I don't know if y'all can see that. What does it say? $225,000. And that was November 16th. That was just last week. And there's my name on that check, Linda Rogers Brown. Just wanted to let you know that is real. This is real. Once you make a comma in your check, you can always make your comma in a check. But you got to be partnered. You got to have the right partner. You got to have the right mindset. You got to have the right commitment. And you got to have the reason why. And most of all, you got to have patience. So now, just to give you a little bit tonight, a little tidbit on recruiting. How do you recruit to millions? Well, the first thing is you're going to have to know people. You're going to have to know the different types of people. When you sit down to do a presentation, you got a minute to size up the person you're talking to, so you know how to respond to them. And you got to master listening. You got to listen, because when they talk to you, they will tell you what they need. You know, I talked to my daughter, my youngest daughter, because she's a matchmaker and relationship counselor, image consultant, relationship coach, and she takes professionals and puts them together and help them find love. Okay. And it's amazing to me, because when she's sitting there talking to them about how to get to that love stage of their life, they're crying. They're pouring out their heart. They're sharing stuff that's inner side, and they got to get past that breakthrough in order to go to the next level, so that they can meet their match and they can get to be in position for a person that can understand them and love them. Well, it's the same thing with this industry. I could sit down with somebody and do a one-on-one presentation across the table, and I'll get tears, because I'm going to pull it out of them. I want to know, why do you need this? Are you what circumstances are we dealing with here? But there's 4 different types of people. And I don't care what business you're in, you need to understand this. I hope you got a pen and paper, because this, I will stick to this throughout my whole career. I learned this in the 90s, and it got me from zero to a comma in my check on a weekly. Okay. You got to know 4 different types of people. Okay. Some people call them animals, and some people, I use colors because it's easy. Okay. There's red, yellow, blue, and green. Now, if you've heard this before, master this. It's okay if you heard this before. I know some people like, oh yeah, I heard this before. Yeah, I took karate. And when they say wipe on, wipe off, and you just keep doing that, you know, trust me. The reason why they make you do that is because they want you to be able to block without thinking. They want you to be able to do something like that. They want you to be able to see people in the back of your head without you turning your head. You got to master this thing the same way. You got to wipe on, wipe off. You see Bruce Lee, when he does all that, that's wiping on, wipe off. You got to learn the moves that will take someone to listen to you. Okay, first one, let's talk about red. If you wanted to introduce me to this opportunity, I'm red. I'm just red, straight up red. I'm letting you know right now, I'm red. Red, show me the money. If you're talking to me, I'm going to tell you that I want to be financially comfortable from the inside out. That's my why today. I've already been through all the tragic whys. I've already been through the whys that made me cry. And already been through the whys that made me stretch real hard. At this stage of the game, my kids are grown. I got some grandkids. Right now, I just want to be so financially comfortable from the inside out. And that means that if I want to go to the store and buy something, I can do it. I don't have to think. If somebody can't pay their rent, not a problem. As long as it's good soil and it's somebody that's working hard and challenge life, I just want to be able to write them a check and say, don't even worry about paying it back. That's my why right there. That's where I want to be in life right now. We're so peaceful. It's called finally free. That's where I want to be. So if you come to me, I want to know, can I make money here? Okay. I don't need all the hype and all that. Blah, 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 blah. You know, John's made 500,000. Tell me, is this a company that's solid enough that, number one, if I bring people in, they're going to be around? I do not want to bring people in and the company falls apart. 2, can my team make money? Because I don't want to make money until my team gets checks. That's a secret to being wealthy, is make sure your teams get successful. Paul Orbison, who owned Fortune High Tech Marketing, I started working with him in 2001 with some friends of mine that was making 6 figures a month. Paul Orbison told me himself, now this man made $1.8 million a month for about 8 years straight in his opportunity, Excel Communication. He was one of the top people that got in what? Formulation stage. And did he hang in there? Absolutely. He saw millions of people quit, but he hung in there to the wind of everybody wanted to be on his team, and he made 1.8 million a month. But my point is, I said to Paul, Paul, how in the world did you make that kind of money? I don't want nobody to give me anything. I just want you to give me the knowledge, the wisdom, and I'll go do it. What do you have to do? Paul said, you can't look at the check. You got to look at the people. You got to help people be successful. You make people successful, you become successful. He said, Linda, we got direct deposit. Just go out there and help people, and your checks will grow. That was January 2011. September 2011, my bank account had $9,000 in it. 2001. $9,000. January 2001 till September. I didn't even know what I was doing. Didn't go to no major trainings or anything like that. I just started sharing with people, making sure, did you make a check? Did you make a check? And I got it was over. I was hooked, line and sinker with this industry. And it just proved that if you help people, you'll get paid. So when a red person wants to know, number one, can money be made? Number 2, can my team make money? Because if my team don't make money, they're leaving me. And I'm not going to bring anybody in a company that I feel has got problems. I want to make sure that I'm working directly with the owners and everybody so I can see what's going on firsthand. That's the part of being in ground floor. You're working with the leadership, the corporate office. You're knowing what's going on. You're a part of it. That's another benefit of being in ground floor. So Red, show me the money. Just show it to me. Just let me know. I'll learn how to do it. I'll learn the compensation plan. You don't have to tell me anything else except for guarantee me that I'm in the right place at the right time. That's Red. And when you're talking to somebody and you ask them, what are they looking to get out of life? They'll let you know if they're Red. You know, they like business. They like risk. They like opportunity. They're Red. Now, second person is Blue. My husband is Blue. I mean, he just says, can I do the electric slide? Do they have parties? They just want to have fun. They join these opportunities because they just like being around people. You know, they'll work the business, but they're not going to work as hard as a red person because a red person is trying to make money. My husband wants to make money, but his blue side is so dominant. I have blue too. I want to have fun, but his blue side is so dominant. If I'm sharing an opportunity with somebody that's blue, I'm going to tell them, look, we got conferences every quarter. You know, we have banquets. We go on trips. You got to name the fun, and people will join because they don't have fun at home. They might not have been on a vacation with family. They might not have a lot of friends. You know, they might just need to get away. They don't know who to get away with. Here, you got structured trips already in place. Most of the time you can earn them, and they'll do the work just to have the fun. So a blue person When you're sitting down talking to a blue person, they're going to ask you, you know, what kind of activities do they have? You know, do they have trips? Do they have vacations and stuff? They pretty much might just tell you right straight up, you know, I want to have fun. When I was selling cars, and I love blue people coming to the dealership, it was the easiest thing. I say, man, you look good in this car. You just gonna look at. Can you imagine the people see you riding down the street in that car? I mean, because you knew that was a blue person. When they got in the finance department, they didn't look at interest rate or anything. They just wanted to sign up and hurry up. Was my car washed? They just wanted to hit the road. That's a blue person. Now, a yellow person is a person that's gonna love you. A yellow person will say, will you make money? I'll join if you make money. That's a yellow person. I have friends like that. They don't, you know, you can't impress them with a big check because that's not what it is. They're people of service. They're like, well, you know, do you need me to do anything? And if you have an event, do you need me to bring some cookies, some cake, or whatever? They're always volunteering. And we all have yellow in us, but that might not be your dominant color. So if I'm sitting down with somebody that's yellow, and I already know they got a real loving spirit, we could really use you on the team. And, you know, when we do events, I would love for you to handle the registration table. They love when you give them a task that they can, and then you got to recognize them for it. You got to make sure you pat them on the back. But then you also, because they're not major recruiters, they're not business builders, you got to put in the extra steps to help them win. You got to make sure you provide opportunity for them to be in front of people. So my people that are on my team that are yellow, I make sure there's some vendor table opportunities where I can help. And I tell them, look, you do the table. I'm going to be here with you. But whatever happens at this event, that's going to be your money. See, this is how you become successful. You got to make sure your team is successful. So you say, you know, this is your money. Whatever happens at this event. So you set it up for them to have the event. And then there's your green people. Oh my goodness, green. Oh, they're so analytical. Is this a pyramid? You know, I got to do my research. I got to look them up on the Better Business Bureau. You're going to have to know answers for green people. And if you don't, you better find them if you want them on your team. And you do. I mean, green is the best people you can get, because once they jump that broom from disbelief to belief, trust me, they're organized. They're going to be your strategic partner. They got great ideas. They're business minded. They're structured. They are the people that's going to have the room set up, and they're going to be running around doing what they do. But then a lot of people respect them for who they are. They handle money well. You know, you can't sell them any hype. So when you're talking to a green people and they say, is it a pyramid? Absolutely not. It's not a pyramid. And we're going to talk about handling objections for 2 minutes, because I want to end this tonight and then start again on Wednesday night. But recruiting, we will always talk about recruiting. We will always, until you master it. But right now, know the 4 colors of people. You see, red, show them the money. Show them that they can make money. Show them that their team can make money. Show them that they could be a speaker. Show them that they could be a leader. You know, let them know you could put on meetings. Because with red people, you don't have to tell them. They're going to already have a meeting. Okay, I built my team. Okay, we're going to have a meeting at such and such hotel, such and such. You don't have to hold their hand. I mean, they're great to be on your team. And they're the hardest people to recruit because, number one, they want to work with somebody that's on their level. I'm not saying they won't go with people that's way below their level, but they want to work with people that, you know, are out there grinding like they're grinding. Okay. They don't want their upline sitting at home watching TV all the time. They want to be able to call their upline and say, you know, I got a meeting in Florida. I got a meeting in South Carolina. I can't be at both. Can you handle that meeting over? And see, that's what leaders do. That's what winners do. I could call my upline at any time. Matter of fact, that scenario happened to me. I had one in South Carolina and I had one in Florida. Of course, I gave my upline the one in Disney. He took his whole family with him and did work with my team out there for me. But that's what leadership does. And you got to get in that leadership pool. So you get recognized. And once you get recognized and once you get your first foot on that stage, you will recruit forever because people respect people that went the distance to get on that stage. Now, all your colors, blue, they want to have fun. Yellow, they want to do it for you. Will you be successful? If I join, will it help you? And you have to let them know, absolutely, but I want to help you as well. Because it's nothing like sitting there getting paid and somebody helping you 100% and they're not getting a check. It's just, if you have a conscience, that's just not good. It's just not comfortable for anybody. You want to make sure those people have a level of success that they can have. Now, you can't build anybody's success, but you can put them in an environment that can help them. Now, if they don't do it and they want to stay at the level of yellow where they just like being around people and want to be there, then your conscience is clear. But you still have to try to make sure everybody, no matter what talent or skill set they have, they can do it. And if you recruit people right, according to their dominant color, and you put them in a position where they can use their strengths as a team, you will be building the right team. Now, objections, right quickly, and I'm going to have to put my glasses on to see if there's any questions here on the side. But objections, right quickly, just the basic ones. I don't have the money. I don't have the time. Is it a pyramid? If you're a master recruiter, none of that matters to you. Just like you have to master having the courage to ask people to join your team. And I can't understand any reason why, if you believe in what you're doing, you would have a problem asking somebody to join your team. I just can't imagine any reason why I would have a problem asking somebody to join what I do. Because number one, people get paid every week. And number two, it has helped a lot of people physically. I mean, a lot. I built my first 4.5 years in this opportunity I'm in right now, helping people better their lives, and based off of just testimonies. I didn't even have to talk about the business. So if you have a company that's strong and it's still the beginning stages where people can become very successful, you shouldn't have a problem. And if you are afraid to tell people what you're doing, you're in the wrong business. If you have to hide behind somebody says, what is it? And you can't say Amway and you're in Amway, get out of Amway. If you guys say, oh no, jump all around it. See, that's what destroyed the industry in the first place. People trying to hide behind the fact that they were too afraid to ask them or tell them, oh, just come with me. No, tell people the truth. You're looking for a partner. You want somebody to be straight up with you, be straight up with them. So if somebody comes to me and tells me about an opportunity and I ask, well, what is it? Let me make a decision if I want to be a part of it. But now if I act native to what you're saying, it's your job to make me comfortable. So you have to master making people comfortable if you want to be millions in this industry. Now, if you make a couple $100, you don't have to do any of this. But if you want to make the 6 figures, you have to master a few things. And the first thing is you. But if you want to master this industry to the point where checks are coming on a regular basis and you don't have to work a job, you're going to have to be strong in your faith in what you're doing and the company you stand for. You shouldn't have to hide behind it and have people come to your meeting. Oh my God. One lady had me come to a meeting and she told me what the company was. She was straight up with me. And so I was meeting her for another reason, not to even get her in my business, but for another reason, because I never try to recruit somebody that's already in something making money. That's crazy. That's crazy. Now, if they could use your product with what they're doing, that's fine. But don't pressure anybody to do something and they're already in an opportunity. Wish them well. Let them wish you well. But never try to drag somebody from what they're doing. You be successful and let them see you being successful to the point where they come to you because they're not being as successful as you. Prove who you are to the point where people want to join what you do without you even have to ask them, and attract people to what you do by fighting to be successful. But she told me, come by my office at, around lunchtime. I drove almost an hour to get to her office. And when I got there and I asked her, I said, is this such and such? I'm not going to mention any companies on this thing, But I said, is this such and such that you told me about the other day? She said, oh, no. It's not that. I said, okay. I drove almost an hour and got there. And the lady was standing up there with a PowerPoint projector. I had already walked in the door and couldn't back out. I had already got in there and I was mad as I don't know what, because I asked up front. I could see if I didn't ask. I asked up front, can you please tell me if this is such and such so I don't even waste my trip? Because I'm not quitting. I'm number 6 in my company. Why would I quit to start something new with somebody who couldn't even be honest with me in the first place? And that's the kind of stuff right there that hurts your success chances and mine. So when people see somebody that's truthful and real, they could appreciate that. So if somebody asks me, is this a pyramid? You're always going to get that. You're always going to get, is this a pyramid? First, you need to say, I mean, you know me. Would I ask you to do something illegal? A pyramid is illegal. I wouldn't do anything illegal. I mean, I sit on the 3rd row right behind First Lady in church on Sunday. That's me. So I'm not going to go to jail or ask you to do anything illegal. I don't need no scandal of me all over the news. I'm not the one to do anything illegal, number one, much less ask my friends to be a part of that. No. And you got to talk to them that way. You can't say, no, it's not illegal. No. Do you think I would get you something illegal? I mean, do it with conviction. Because that's all they're asking you. Is it illegal? When they say, is it a pyramid? They just want to know, is it legal? But you got to be straight up. No, absolutely not. Why wouldn't it? Why would I even ask you? See, some people go through all the church is a pyramid, the job is a pyramid. You got executive, vice president, president, all these people, and then you got the little people on the bottom. People go through all that. Don't even do all that. This is a 1-second answer. Absolutely not. Is it network marketing? Absolutely. Yes, it's network marketing. I wouldn't have it any other way. This is the best form of free enterprise. This is the best way that a bunch of us could get together and make some income, get out of debt, pay for our kids through college. All we got to do is have the mindset that that's what we're going to do. This is the best thing, better than any job you can ever have. So absolutely is network marketing. What else is there? And if somebody tells me, oh, I don't want to do network marketing or whatever, I would say, okay. So what is your plan? I mean, we've already talked and you said you're living paycheck to paycheck. You have more month than money. You can't pay your kids tuition. They might have to drop out of school. I've been there. And when you get to that point, you work harder. Okay. You don't look for the negative in things. You look for the positive so that maybe, just maybe, it might be something that can help you. So when somebody brings an opportunity to me, my first thing is it a pyramid or whatever? I'm not looking for the negative. I'm looking for the positive in it so I can say, okay, well, maybe, I could do that. And that's what you try to educate your prospect. You let them know, no, this is network marketing. This is a way for us to build a team of people that are sick and tired of being sick and tired. They used to have investment groups. People invest. I was in an investment group years ago, and each one of us put $25 a month. Edward Jones would come in and give us some ideas or some stocks and whatever. That didn't get us nowhere. This gives me a check every week. This could give you a check every week. All we got to do is put our heart into this and work it together, use all of our talents to make this work for us. Man, absolutely, this is network marketing, MLM, attraction marketing, whatever you want to call it. I got a team of people on the same level, going in the same direction I'm going in, and that's what's most important, because no job on the planet will give me that. Is it legal? Absolutely. Your job could be illegal. Your job, there's CEOs in jail right now. They have jails for white collar crime. Why? Because of greed and everything like that. I told somebody today, I said, you know what? If I told people they could join my opportunity of greed, where if they're greedy, the more greedy they are, the more money they'll make, I bet you I could sign people up, no matter if it's $100 to get in or $4.99 to get in. They will do it. And then the next one, oh man, this objection. Is there auto ship? Of course there's auto ship. Of course. If you have a business, every month there's an expense. Every single month there's an expense. In this industry, your expense could be $100 a month. Really? You want to make six figures, but you're not willing to invest at least $100 a month to make sure that you stay connected to your product? Really? And you're going to make six figures. Just help me with this. And see, when I talk to people like that, you become a master recruiter. I'm not sugarcoating it, but I'm not being cocky either. And most of the people I understand, I know I won't talk like this really strong with people I don't know. But if I don't know them, they say, well, is there an auto ship? Yeah, absolutely. There's an auto ship. And I remind them, and stories always work. So if you don't have a story, get some stories, find some stories. But I remember as a kid, and if you're in the nutritional industry, this is important. I remember as a kid, my mother used to make me go to the stoop and pick up the bottle of milk out of this little silver box where the milkman delivered the milk to the house. Now, she could have went to the corner store and got milk, but no, the milk was delivered to the house. Now that we got ice cream trucks and everything, we don't have milk trucks anymore. But I remember the day when it went from just white milk to chocolate milk. That was a day for us kids because now we have milk with flavor in it. So I'm telling you my age right now. Then it went to adding orange juice in that thing. But it first started with just plain vitamin D milk that was delivered to our door on a regular. Why? Why was it auto shipped my house on a regular? Why? So we wouldn't run out. In order for us to be healthy, we had to have milk. For us to have the calcium, that was one of the most important product that was in your house was milk back in that day, to the point where it was delivered to your door so you didn't run out. And it's the same thing with auto ship. That's so you don't run out. On a given Friday, people will tell you, I have people calling me because they didn't want to do auto ship, but they ran out. So now I got to run out and deliver product to them. But that's the purpose of auto ship. Yes, we got to have auto ship. That's your tax write-off to prove you still in business. Even if you're not working in business, you can write it off. You can write off all your expenses because you do auto ship every month and you're connected to your business. Absolutely, auto ship. That's part of your business. If I thought, Mrs. Jones, you wanted to make some money, honey. I really did. And if you skip a month and don't do your auto ship and they kick you out the system, now you got to start all over again. And you lose your money to the person above you. There's so many reasons why. If you're in nutritional products, you got to have that nutritional product, especially if you're like me and a cancer survivor. You got to make sure you stay healthy so that thing don't come back. So absolutely, there's auto ship. Well, I can't sell. Praise God, because I'm not looking for salespeople. My last opportunity was a perfume company. I didn't even wear perfume, and I earned an $80,000 Jaguar. I didn't sell perfume. I find people that like to wear it, and then they buy their own perfume. That's what this industry was built on. It wasn't built on, Amway, okay. We started off selling product door to door, but I was excited. I had my little receipt book. I'm 22 years old, got me a little desk in the corner and a pencil and a calculator. Honey, I was an entrepreneur. I was excited. But, it grew and grew and grew and grew and grew to a point where we were now just educating people on buying their own product. You buy your product, I buy my product. And then guess what? We're all going to make money because we're all buying our own product. That's the whole thing. I'm not looking for you to sell product. I'm looking for you to use your own product that you're already using. Just transfer the money from Food Lion or Kroger or whoever you buy your grocery from, or whoever you buy your supplements from, to buying it from yourself. And if you're not taking supplements, you need to take them in the first place. Because with all the stuff that's going on out here today, you better put something in your system. But no, I'm not looking for salespeople. I'm looking for you to clean up your household, whether it's supplements or if you're paying for cell phones or whatever, and you can get it through your own business. Why pay directly to AT&T? You can get your own. 2001, I got my phone through AT&T, through a network marketing company. It was Singular Wireless back then, and I still got it from 2001. 14 years later, the same phone that I got in MLM. And I tell people, does this look like a pyramid to you? Does this look illegal? And people are doing business out of their home for companies. Talking about AT&T. AT&T has employees working out of their house, executives working out of their house. Why can't we work out of our house? They got salespeople working out of their house. Well, I'm a salesperson in a sense, but I'm really, and this is where you're going to make your money. When you take your mindset out of sales to consulting, you're a consultant. I don't care if they call you a distributor or whatever. You're a consultant. If you want to recruit, you need to learn how to consult. Find out where their problem is in their life. Show them how together you can solve it with the opportunity that you have, and then take it from there. But this shows right here, this ain't a pyramid. We had pagers and everything back then. So what you're doing is, Miss Jones, I'm not looking for salesperson. I'm just looking for you to use our products. Just redirect the money that you're spending somewhere else on your own business. And then if we can educate people on doing the same thing that we're doing, imagine how much referral money you're going to make. I don't have the time. Okay. What do you do in your spare time? What are the hours you work? See, you're a consultant. You got to find out, first of all, show them where they're losing it. I mean, where they're losing their time. They have time. Everybody has time. Everybody has time. If you turn that TV on for 1 hour, you got time. And I let them know, I understand. You know, I love that saying, I feel, I felt, I found. I know how you feel. I felt the same way. But let me tell you what I found out. I know how you feel. Because at one time, I didn't have time. I was all over the place, Miss Jones. I had work, I had kids, I got this, I had 2 jobs and all this stuff. And, you know, serving in the church and, you know, going to church 2 or 3 times a week. You know, I understand. I thought I didn't have time either. But what I did was a little bit of time I had, because I believed in the industry. I didn't want to be in debt no more. That I just did a little bit, because it's not just based off of me. If I do a little bit and I build this team of people and all of us do a little bit, my checks just started growing and growing and growing, because all of us put in a little and it created a lot for all of us. And then guess what? It was amazing. As soon as I got a bigger check, I had more time. As soon as I got a comment in my check, I had all the time in the world, because now I could let go of that job I didn't want anymore. I understand you don't have time right now, Ms. Jones, but if you just work with me and we find out what we can do in the little bit of time you have, then as things progress and you start earning more money, and it'll start freeing up more of your time, because now you don't have to work that second job. You know, you won't have to watch that TV and scandal and how I commit murder and everything at 9 o'clock. Do I watch that? Absolutely. But I could never vote on American Idol, because by the time I'm watching, the voting polls have shut down, because I have a DVR. Can you watch TV, which we call the electronic income reducer? Absolutely. But you just can't. You might not be able to watch it when it comes on. But as long as you watch it on Sunday when your day of rest, or whatever day you want to rest, that's fine. But until we get where we want to go, until we get where we need to be, and until we help the company we are in, because that company is now your responsibility as well. Till we help this company that we are in get to where it needs to go, we got to dedicate as much as we got, whether it's a little or a lot. You can start part-time and go all the way up. So there's going to be several objections. Tons of objections are going to hit you. Why? Because people are looking for excuses not to do what they need to do. But they need you. If you're a leader and you're dedicated and you're committed, they admire that. They want that. But you got to be patient with them too. You can't just sign people up and leave them. Don't over recruit. You know, our company, it takes 4 people to build your foundation. So it might not be it might not be your 4 aces, but as long as you got 4 and you can see where they are, if they're going to be great or they're going to quit. But you take those 4 people you bring in and you help them get their 4, or however your company is, whatever the compensation plan, it don't matter. You still need 4 or 5 people on your front line that's strong as you. So you make sure you help these people grow before you go out and start recruiting 10 more folks. I don't care who tells you. I don't care if your upline tells you. You need a solid foundation. Because you got to understand, you're not doing this for your upline. You're doing this for you, and you're doing this for your family. You're doing it for your church. You're doing it for community. You're doing it for the young people that's watching what you do. So this is all about you. You can't blame anybody for your successes and failures. You just have to tap into whatever's out there to help you feel better and more confident in what you're doing. Read some books. Now you got DVDs. You can Google recruiting and you get tons of stuff for free. You guys got it made, because today, the information age, you can find everything you want online. There's no excuse. But this is about you. So don't go out there trying to recruit 300 people because your upline says recruit 300 people. I'm going to show you how to be a recruiter to the position where people really want to do what you do and be on your team. And that takes making sure the few you got in first get their foundation. And then once that's set, now you can go get you some more people. But you might not have any time, because this is how it works. And I was explaining this today to somebody else. You are the parent. You're going to train your children. Okay? Your children is your front line. And just like my daughters, I didn't have to do a lot to train them. I just had to set an example. So you're going to set example for your front line, to the point where you might have to help with your grandchildren, which is your second level. You might have to help with your second level children, your grandchildren. You're going to have to babysit them sometimes. You're going to have to wipe their nose when they're crying and they don't see what everybody else sees. And you got to encourage them to hang in there. They're going to be great. You got to do that just like you had to do it for your kids. But your great-grandchildren, if you did it right, you should only see your great-grandchildren at the family reunion, which is a conference. But if you're down here, way down here, you got to go back up and find out what happened. Unless somebody dropped out, then yeah, you can adopt your great-grandchildren. But if you do it right and you build your front line solid to the point where they're trained and they're understanding and they're confident, you know, the ones that are, you can't take somebody that's supposed to be in kindergarten and put them in 5th grade. You got to know your people. This is what master recruiting is all about. Understanding your people, whether they're your prospect or your team. And you could be there for everybody, but everybody's not going to be who you want them to be. They're not going to all understand you. You can't take it personal. You could be that type of person that goes all out for folks and they'll still talk about you. But guess what? Remember what I told you about Jerry Clark? You got to be like a rhinoceros. It's got to bounce off that skin, because you're in it for you, your family, your community, and your church. That's it for tonight, folks. Wednesday night, I'm going to be here at 9:30. We're going to go into a little bit more, because we want to help you become successful. This is our gift. All of our gift. You're the risk takers. You're the one that God designed to see his need. And then he made you to have a desire to fulfill a need that you didn't even know that he put in front of you. That's why you can't figure out, why am I an entrepreneur? Because he designed you, because he knew if he put a need in front of you, you would be the person who he chose. Now, there's a young lady that got on the call. I'm going to see, okay, we got a lot of people on here tonight. But there's a lady by the name of Sherry that came on here tonight, and she had a scripture next to her name, Isaiah 40:31. It says, but those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk but not faint. Don't quit. Hang in there. We'll encourage you. Sherry, thank you. That is the model for leadership. That is the call tonight, folks. Thanks a lot. I'm signing out.